I started early? Nah, I always start on time. Because we always start the stream bang on the half hour. And this stream, I don't know. We're just going to chat about CES or what we can buy in it. I don't know. 3, 2, 1. Well, wow, that was a great clap. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. It is the Biendeo stream today on this fine 12th of January 2026. I hope you're having a wonderful week, and we'll have a wonderful week ahead of you. I hope you're having a great week. It's back at it again for the jams. Let's dive into some Gex and chat about some things that have been going on in the world, I guess. So here we go. But yeah, last week, if you missed, greetings, Blob. If you missed any bit of Gex, it's only been the first week of Gex, Gex 2, or otherwise known as Gex 3D, Enter the Gecko. That's right, there's Gex 3D and a Gex 3. So, alphabetically, who knows what's going on. The week of Gex, exactly. Well, it's sort of a Gex month. If I'm playing, I mean, it'll probably be over in 3 weeks. But anyways, yada, we've been through this. He's gonna come through though. There he goes. But yeah, no, on the last week, what did we do? 5 levels? 5 of the levels? It was pretty alright. It was the start of the year, so there's not really been anything. Hold on, I gotta get to the main menu. It's around there somewhere. Hold on, wait. We'll get there. There it is. Alright, now I need to load my game. Loading is somewhere over here, you know. I just gotta check in. Is it in here? Maybe. One of these doors. Oh, look, that one's open. Keep going. It's doing right. There we go. And now we gotta load. And now we can load the game. Oh, hold on. We gotta fly towards the game itself. That's right. It's somewhere out here. You gotta watch out in case the game's over there. There we go. I know you can hit start. I know you can fly through all of those, but where's the fun in that? There is one thing I want to call out on. So, we're at how many remotes? Well, I guess it says right here, 14 remotes. There's one thing I gotta call out on, and that is, I played the first of the 3 bonus levels, and I said out loud, I wonder if the bonus levels have secret remotes like they did in Gex 3. And the answer is yes. Yes, they do. So I need to go back into this bonus level just to get that one secret remote. That's really the only thing I think I've expressly missed in some capacity.
All this thanks to Miracle Grow.
Exactly. But yeah, no, you know, we'll chill with some familiar scenery while I talk about the wonderful news that is things announced at CES. So I would just like to quote Lisa Su at the beginning of the AMD keynote. She said, "Tonight it's all about AI," and then she proceeded to announce the following products for consumers.
And this is just one of the 40,000
That was it. That was it. AMD alongside Nvidia spent a decent bit of time on stage on the keynote showing off multiple ton, well, as in the one product weighs multiple tons, not multiple products weigh a ton. One singular big server form factor, and granted, it's neat, it's somewhat interesting. It's, if I say I'm excited, it's like I'm excited in the sense that eventually I can witness something that is using it. But obviously, these big servers that weigh multiple tons are bound to be used for supercomputer use cases. They are several tens of millions of dollars each, let alone you probably want to scale even further than that. You know, obviously you don't buy one, you know, rack, one machine, you buy lots of them, and yeah, no, that scales out of proportion now. That being said, it's nothing that we've never seen before. I think there's something more interesting about how the insides will work on most of these bigger machines, and I don't really think they could go into that much detail on stage on really what makes them interesting underneath. I unfortunately really did only catch the keynote, which I think that is probably, if it wasn't obvious before, the keynotes are there to please investors. They are not there to please technical people, because anytime there is a technical topic, they're not going to go anywhere near it. They're not going to explain why this is useful, why any of this is, you know, actually going to be neat for things. For reference as well, if you're wondering, there's a retro achievement on each of these levels, just the bonus levels, which is to get 120 tokens, all 3 lives, without dying, which I thought was interesting, because that's kind of like, you know, there's not really any harm. You don't need to get the tokens in any way, otherwise. I think this year will be the return to download RAM scams. Maybe.
Those programmers think of everything.
Those programmers think of anything. It might be the return of scams like that. My grandma gets very, very easily scammed because of there's so many things that she's unaware of on her computer. And so when something gets like a modicum of information, by the way, I didn't go up here. This is the cheeky spot up here. Look at this thing. It breathes fire. But there's a clippy in there. There we go. But she keeps getting emails saying, oh, you know, you're running out of cloud storage. And in the olden days, I would probably say, oh, you know, like, you don't use cloud storage. I indeed did not go here, so. But nowadays, it's like, well, you know, OneDrive is not only, like, a part of Windows, but it sort of awkwardly turns itself on. And Microsoft themselves do complain if you run out of storage of the thing that's already turned on. It's part of, you know, the myriad of reasons why, you know, Windows 11 is arguably the second worst Windows operating system in my eyes. Maybe. I don't want to be always on speed dial for Grandma. Like, I love Grandma, but I know that, like, it's a hassle for both of us if she has to constantly keep calling me to do anything about anything. Also, on top of that, I've got generally a fair bit of, like, tech literate people within the family, so I don't want to say exclusively me.
Now cut that out.
There we go. Not on speed dial, yeah. There we go. You get the tape, you get a little FMV.
You cut up his brain, you bloody baboon!
That's about it. That's all you get. That was worth it, wasn't it? That totally was worth it. There you go. But at least now I can say the save is updated. I guess the other thing of note is that there's a secret at the beginning of www.com.com, and I do want to show that it exists. One, because there is a retro achievement for picking it up. It doesn't exactly contribute towards anything, but it's just something curious of note. Unfortunately, I don't know where this one is off the top of my head. But I can quickly look it up and make sure.
Shut down all the garbage mashers on the detention level.
I believe it's in this room. Oh gosh, this is impossible to find. Gex, please. Maybe it's on the retro achievements page.
I'm trapped.
Oh, I should have looked this one up ahead of time then. But I'm pretty sure it is near the top. The other thing I also wanted to add is that I have, in the meantime, I've prepped the Nintendo 64 version. So the Nintendo 64 version I knew had an exclusive level. It replaced a level that we haven't played yet. It's one of the horror levels. And it's available right at the beginning of the game, right in the same spot as all the bonus levels are. So I'll easily show that one off as well as just anything extra. But it does seem like it's basically the same game otherwise, and not as good a game. So I spent an hour to figure out why the phone did not do the line occupied message to the caller if they were in the call. Oh. So where is this one? Well, it says more details can be found here, but it doesn't exactly... Oh, it's gotta be somewhere in here, right? I think it's on a high wall somewhere. Grandpa, do you have a second phone? Oh. A faint ring. Oh, he's ringing the other phone. I always wonder, like, what is, like, I guess, how does one explain or, like, reason with tech literacy or tech... It's not... Sometimes it's not a literacy thing, because I feel like calling it literacy implies that if you don't get it, then you're stupid. And it's not necessarily that. Sometimes things are just weirdly designed. Or they're very aggressively, like, just not... You have to turn it off, otherwise... Yeah. Like, there's a lot of stuff like that where it's like... That one makes sense once you... to me, it probably makes sense when you see it happen. To other people, maybe they need an explanation because they don't realize that the two things are connected in some way. In the same way that a lot of electronics are sort of the same kind of boat. I don't think there's anything else in this room. I mean, obviously I would have probably seen it, but that does look like a sparkly wall over there. So I think it's definitely that in that direction. The question is, how do you get over there? Or that's the exit. That is definitely the exit, because I've just wandered over there. Alright, what is this? Secret ball? I'll need to look this one up later. For next week. It's literally just a magical secret ball. Anyway, if you find that ball, it takes you to a wonderful Crystal Dynamics website, which doesn't work anymore. But it does tell you some cheat codes, so... It is a very secret. It is meant to be very secret, though, so at least it's that. Let's see, we've got two pathways. I think the red way is the way to the easier levels? Doesn't really matter at this point. Make screenshot... Yes, screenshots are great. Screenshots are definitely good at teaching people, how to do things until the UI changes, which
It's tail time.
it's tail time. That's always the joy of UI designers. His website, I could snipe the URL and then get oh, well, it depends who... No, I think Crystal Dynamics does still have crystald.com, but I think that redirects to
This is like a luau at Mel
their main
Blanc's
website
house.
now. And their main website will tell you about all the wonderful games that they definitely make. And you might be wondering, what games? Yeah. Yeah, actually. Although, to be fair, they got the new Tomb Raider coming out, so at least there's that. Anyways, we gotta climb the tree. And my nose is already running, so... Okay, well, flowers don't want to be killed. They yearn for the sun, and I unfortunately am not a sun child. But yeah, there wasn't really much to show or see at CES. Certainly for Lara Croft and the Crystal D, she does have... You know, Gex probably saved me from saying something very bad just then, so... There's a great camera angle to, like, clip the ground constantly. Let's see, I love this mystical moving box. There's a lot of things here, and it's like, you just see a jump over there. Like, this whole area over here is just slightly for show. And it's got this annoying thing without the camera panning out. Stuff is falling on me. You just can't see it. There it is.
Big hail.
Listen, I'm just saying, Lara Croft can raid my tombs anytime. Oh no. Oh no. I went 3 games and I hadn't said that, and then here I am. We're in a bit of a Tomb Raider drought. It's been how many years since another Tomb Raider? My girlfriend worked in tech support for a while. She made the world some old man's oyster. Oh. Listen, as long as it's in fair spirit. As long as it's in fair spirit, that's all good. Or she was willing for it. I guess that's the other angle, that like it needs to be certainly mutually agreed upon. No one explained the internet and web browsers to... Oh! That's great. I mean, there's a lot of people out there, and it's like the abstractions of how, you know, a computer and operating system work. It's like that isn't, you know, there's no tribal knowledge on that. People have to explain what operating systems are to people if they've never used a computer. Like, I also shout out to my grandma. She started using internet banking for the first time because she'd always go in person to write, like, checks or statements to people, and it's like, yeah, fine, exactly. She explained how you can just use, yeah.
I'm on top of the world, Ma.
Look at that. Now I know my ABCs. I mean, the nice thing about computers is that you can't go too wrong. There's certainly ways you can go wrong, but, like, a lot of them are designed to not, you know, not have those pits that you can easily fall into. And certainly as well, like, a lot of people, like, what's the thing? Some people do miss the old MS-DOS days when everyone did have to know commands and things like that. But it's like, yeah, the biggest problem with commands is that people would need a constant reference for the commands, whereas at least with stuff, there's no bottomless pits here. That's fine. We just fall back into the same room, and plus they put a checkpoint right afterwards, so it's somewhat okay. Somewhat. Yeah, you can't. Okay, oh, no, okay. I do agree. There are things that you can do that go very, very wrong. I guess the bits that go wrong depends on how many things people need to do with it, I guess? But certainly, I mean, like, yeah, relative to how they used to be, I guess there's fewer ways they can go wrong. As long as you have fewer, like, components and things like that. I think and this will be a great segue to, one thing that Intel announced, which is new mobile processors. The new Panther Lake processors are coming out this quarter. Panther Lake is not in desktops yet. You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait on those, which is not fun. It's a very cheesy texture, isn't it? Don't drop down here because the checkpoint won't save me. The sample of my right ear is not as fitting. It is kind of nice. I'm liking it. I'm not liking the camera angles, and I think that's one thing I really realized from the Nintendo 64 version is, man, the camera really is kind of shoddy. I give it slightly more of a pass on the PlayStation version because the L1 and R1 can do the camera controls all the time. But on the Nintendo 64, you gotta wing the C buttons, and the C buttons effectively take your thumb off, you know, A and B. They take, and also on top of that, you would imagine, oh, what about L and R? L is unused, and R is meant to be your leap button, which is a bit awkward. I mean, it's kind of there anyways. It's bound to R2 on the PlayStation controller, but it's just like, yeah. Also, kind of annoyingly, L does nothing. Z does the center camera, but I want to use the D-pad. So, Nintendo 64 controller. It's just...
Oh no, I'm too young to have a second childhood.
It's just a bit of an issue there. Oh my gosh.
A little tongue now, a lot of tail later.
Oh, we'll get there. There we go. Oops. How many icons am I collecting? I wasn't paying attention which one we're up to. I think the TNT was the last one, so let's see if we can get to 120 off this. The other way is for the other stuff. Oh, never mind, I died. Oh, easy.
Looks like Bugs Bunny after the trots.
You can comment on the fact that I definitely ignored a health power-up just over here. Oh well. Anyways, so Panther Lake, it's not coming to desktops just yet, and who knows when, if ever. Which is very annoying, Intel, because it could be okay. That's just a regular death. That's not a moment. That's just a regular old-fashioned death. Gosh, you see what I mean about the camera, like, constantly pitching up? It's really odd. I can readjust it with triangle, but it's just like... Then it's close to me, and then I gotta pull it back 2 steps, and it's like, oh. Yeah, no one said anything, okay? I wanna get the shot, though. There we go. But yeah. Now, the exciting thing is that they briefly showed a slide with gaming benchmarks. Now, first-party benchmarks are obviously grain of salt. Also, I have no idea if they're throwing in frame interpolation smoothing into the mix now that they're talking about that they have frame interpolation capabilities on the XE3 graphics. Shook your head. But yes, XE3 graphics, which confusingly on the... Okay, so what's the product name of this game? I've completely forgotten. There are some of them that have... Well, they all have XE3 graphics, but there's some of them that have more graphics. They will have advertised the Intel Arc B370M and B390M graphics solutions. I'm not too sure how they compare to the existing singular Battle Mage card. The one, the only B580. Which I always find... This happened in testing a bit. The second platform is just... It's further in.
Look,
Doesn't actually line up.
In the bathroom.
And it always throws me off, and I'm gonna rip on this game slightly for that, but that's on me.
Chase my tail.
The block says B for Biendeo moment.
You don't shove, baby.
No, there wasn't a bottomless pit in the desert. This is a completely separate area. I didn't say there were no bottomless pits ever. It's a Gex game. I don't think any of the levels have no bottomless
Hey, I
pits.
feel like I'm trapped in Boy George's pants.
Like, I'm actually trying to think. I don't think there's any level. You see, yeah, you see what I mean? You see what I mean? It goes in slightly, which is such a beginner's trap. Not even a beginner's trap, that's a me trap. Alright, anyways, we're up here. A, B, C, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Can you tell I've been listening to songs that exist in a Guitar Hero game recently? We'll get more into that in a bit. Anyway, the XE3 graphics, a trap if you're at that, I guess. But the graphics, they advertised in the slide that it's got 73%, I think it's 73, better performance than the competitor, which would be on the AI HX370? HX370? It's the one with the 890M graphics solution. So obviously it's not the 8060S on the Strix Halo chips. It's still maybe a bit of catch-up from Intel side. But it's also like, yeah, like... Here's the thing, is that these might be slightly more affordable solutions. Who knows? No, it's rabbit season. I don't recall ducks having that great a tail. At least it's not something else that's long about ducks.
Sweet, like candy.
It's tail.
It's tail time. It's all good, Blub. But yeah, so... The other thing is that I think they showed another slide and it was like 73, 72. It was a very similar percentage number against their own processors from the last generation. The, I think they were the Media Lake ones they were comparing against, so not necessarily the, Lunar Lake ones, I think, had a better graphics solution, but it's still, that's a good gain. If you've got a mobile graphics solution, on paper it actually looks quite nice. I really had to go, yeah, well, listen, ducks gotta learn. The ducks have to learn. The camera perspective is way too far out. Okay, hold on. Whoops. Yeah, that now I can see it from a bit of a further perspective. Oh, look at that.
It's
A remote.
time.
True. Well, we're getting some remotes today, so that's getting better. Also, you notice there's only 2 remotes. There's a lot of levels now that only have 2 remotes. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, no, the graphics look neat on these mobile chips. Pricing is obviously going to be the thing to figure out. Power might also be neat, although they were confident that the power was less, and they showed that if you ran the 890M on whatever chip it was on, the 370, I think, at 55 watts, and you ran the new Intel chip at 47, I think it was 47 they showed, it was like, that's where it's, you know, it's beating it by 70-something%. Now, who knows against Strix Halo, but Strix Halo also does require a lot of power if you did want to max it out. I'm curious. I'm really curious. I think we're going to have to rely on some people doing some testing, and obviously for laptops it's not the easiest doing as much like for like, but you can control for price, or at least accommodate for price when you do comparisons. So give that one a look out if you're looking for a laptop with integrated graphics. I know people would like a dedicated graphics card, but also this might be the direction. I don't need any of these tokens. I should just run for the remote. Also, I wish you could jump towards this, but it's like ever so slight. Well, also it gets annoying here. But it's like ever so slightly far out. You can't do it. But this might be something where I feel like the market of PC gaming, unfortunately because of the world's economy and the fact that all the AI stuff's at least going to have to linger around for the rest of the year. Although, Wendell from Level 1 Techs, who by the way got a mention in the keynote of the Nvidia conference, during the self-driving car part, where he was like, it's so great. It's like he's got the testimonial where he said this is very incredible, the self-driving car, and then you watch his video and he says like, this is was it level 2++? It's like, is it full self-driving? Heck no. It's neat for what it is, but it's like it's still a ways away, and yet it's like, nah man, use his testimonial. He's a very honest guy though, and also he's very optimistic about how a lot of things are, so I love to see it. I'm not too sure if he was expecting his own like quote to be in the Nvidia like keynote though. But this level starts off the exact same way, which means I have to climb up this again.
Let's get it on! Why you? I'll murderize you.
I'll murderize it. No, I wouldn't say. Well, because okay, it came in the context of it's a self-driving feature on a new model of Mercedes car, which is probably in the luxury car camp, and never mind, Mercedes cars are usually a bit enthusiast anyways, but like this is very much on the pricier kind of car. Like I'd probably say this is at least 100,000 Australian, which I don't know, 70,000 US. It's up there. Also, they were specifically driving around San Francisco territory. You can make the case that San Francisco is a dangerous place. It looked like I came back to an earlier part of the level, but actually if you stand here, or here, there you go. Where does this boat go? I don't know, man. It just fades to red, and then now we've got a platform. Hooray! Now, obviously, aren't these game designers wonderful? We're in Vinland. This is intentional.
It's tail time.
It's intentional, don't worry. And they're kind of nice, and they let you just phase back into the castle from there. I don't know why. Just no-clip your way back into the Groot Key. And off we go! To space! Listen, it's a weird looking effect, but I dig what they're trying there.
Tail time.
It's tail time. And that's it, otherwise that's the level, I think. It's just the 2 remotes and then we got the other 2, so... Easy enough. Easy enough. It ain't easy being cheesy. So... Nvidia didn't really have much to say. I think people were expecting they'd announce the super lineup of 50 series cards. And, a little bit. I see what you're getting at. What about this level? Does this give you Super Mario Galaxy 2 level design? The umpire strikes out. Now, all of these space levels are annoying. You'll see for one big reason.
Hey, you! I'm a walking Dutch oven.
Nice. Do you like time? Do you like timed missions? Because all of the space stuff is timed. Now, obviously, you can grab air like this. There'll also be tanks of air somewhere. But, yeah, you're up against the clock and the platforms move like that. You got no hope. Listen, we didn't have an air meter in Gex 3. Even though that was just for the final boss. But still. Also, I saw one complaint of this game, and I kind of get it, although you're probably not very aware that it's a complaint yet, but almost all of the level themes are immediately based off of something from Gex 1. There's a space world, there's a horror world, there's a fantasy world, there's all this stuff. Oh, that's a reflection. I was like, what's this gap in the middle? It's a reflection. Can't you tell? It's because you can see Gex from underneath the whole level for some reason. Hold on. Don't worry, he's doing his Darth Vader breathing. This effect is completely lost on the Nintendo 64 version, I'll tell you that. Look, a hidden remote. Great sound effect and a half right there. Frame rate is not having a fun time though, I'll tell you that. But Nvidia didn't really have too much else. They did announce the DLSS 4.5, which they kind of just said is an improvement on the Transformer model. They said the performance probably won't be any better, but it will look better. And I hope it is, I guess. Everyone can experience it today in a title that supports it, or if you want to invoke it via the control panel, I guess you can update your driver and give it a check out. If you're on a RTX 50 series card, you can also enjoy the joys of, I guess, using the new frame generation method, which well, it's still the same old frame generation method, but it now supports 6 times frame generation instead of just 4. And also, it supports a, what was it, like a dynamic target, so if, you know, your monitor can't show more than 5 times the frame rate, because of the base frame rate. Yeah, more fake frames. But these are good features. If it can't show, like, 5 times the frame rate, then it's only going to try and render 5 fake frames instead of, well, I guess it's already doing 5. It'll do fewer fake frames to effectively have less overhead. Oh, he's sucking my face! Pain and suffering. Well, now you know. Now you know. Do I have to go get that hidden remote again? Well, we'll see in a hot moment, I guess, when I finish the level and it'll tell me whether I did it or not. I mean, given that it puts you right back at the very top. Out of time! That's right. It's not even Thursday. So, I'm very mixed on DLSS frame gen, not from a conceptual standpoint, but from a from an execution standpoint. I don't like the visual of the output from what I've used of DLSS on an Ada card, because I've got a 4080. Is it, yeah, like, we are relying on it still looking good. I feel like temporally is still tricky. It's getting there. It will get there in some capacity, but yeah, it's like, you know what I really do want? I want my games to not, like, look worse than they used to, while still running worse than they used to. And obviously that's a bit of a, like, you know, it's not exactly an easy like-for-like take, because if it is like-for-like, oh, there we go. If it is like-for-like, then you mean you can't run it the old way. I guess GTA 5 might be a good example, where it's like they've got the new version. Like, it's got some improvements, but I don't necessarily feel like it warrants the performance hit. I hope you're enjoying the lightsaber noises. But that was kind of it. I think they also showed off RTX Remix. There's a name for the specific feature they released, but it's basically, oh boy, I'm gonna. Oh wait, no, there's nothing on the end here. Okay, we're cutting it close. We're cutting it close. Never mind, I cut it way too close. How does gravity even work here?
Radio Free Iraq signing off. I kid you.
How does gravity even work here? There's nothing down there. At least Earth was below us in the Gex 3 level. Nah, man, that was a Gex and a weird camera moment, because that bit me a lot in testing, and I'm like, I don't know, it's just... Try your best. Oh, actually, this would be a Biendeo moment if I botched that one up. Listen, I look at the chat. No, that's on me, actually, for looking at the chat. But there's nothing really else from Nvidia. AMD did 2 product announcements, but they didn't appear in the keynote. And Nvidia, for reference, didn't mention DLSS in the keynote as well. Like, none of that stuff ever happened. Jensen even made a joke of, like, there are no GeForce gamers in the crowd, and it's just like, what? What? I feel like, at least by proportion of the number of people who purchase products, there are a lot of GeForce gamers who probably still watch the Nvidia keynotes, myself maybe one of them. Now granted, I'm interested in a lot of things. Yeah, check out this angle, it's a weird one, ain't it? Oh, I guess I need to ride the rocket. Woo! This reminds me of another level. Oh, he's getting there. You got this, Gex. Stay on target. Stay on target. Ah, never mind. He botched it up. Look at all the stuff they put back here. Ow! Oh my gosh. Walk right into that one.
One for me and one for me.
There we go.
Tail time.
Well, it's tail time at the very least. Just in case, I guess, if you needed more of this. I appreciate the love in making the Star Wars references all over the place. Do they ever wear space helmets in Star Wars? I guess they do for... Well, not really space helmets. They wear, like, pilot helmets while they're flying a plane, but otherwise, you know, they don't breathe. They just breathe all the time, don't they? I'm gonna kill R2-D2 here. And then you gotta kill the alien. There we go. There we go.
I know what you're thinking. It's tail.
It's bigger than... Exactly. Alright, well, I keep my hidden remote, so... Happy days there. I mean, it's tail time. There we go. But yeah, AMD for the announcements, they have a refresh of
tail
Strix
time.
Point. I think they're calling it the 400 series. It's just a refresh. Oh, but not yet, not yet. At least from the big three, there's not too much. If you've got mobile CPUs, or at least you're in the market for something mobile, such as a handheld gaming PC, downstream later this year, there might be something interesting, but it's a bit soon. It's a bit soon to really say, hey, this is something, because we can't go out and buy mobile CPUs unless you're buying, well, unless you're Minis Forum, I guess, in which case, Minis Forum, I don't know how you guys do it. You guys make good products, although they do get a little outpriced by some of their competitors in some markets, but Minis Forum are looking to do a Strix Halo Mini ITX motherboard. So like the motherboard has the CPU already on it, and it's a mobile CPU. And for Strix Halo, they might also just have the memory on it. But that, I don't know, that might solve a few like kind of problems with the market right now if you're looking for a machine that needs to fit into a smaller form factor like that. Obviously, buying a Strix Halo machine has the catch of, well, why would you buy a machine with really good graphics when it's, you know, it's, you're going to put in the GPU anyways? And the answer is, you don't buy it because you're going to put a GPU in it. You buy it because then you can put 400 gig networking. You put 400 gig networking on a thing that still has an RX 7600 in terms of its graphics solution, and it's got quad-channel memory. It's a bit of a niche use case, but also 400 gig is not cheap. Nor is it something I'd imagine most people have. But certainly, I feel like if you've got some desire for PCIe connectivity, having the integrated graphics might be a neat kind of way of going about it. Maybe. I do like Intel's solution though, because they advertise that they've got vPro enabled on their, is this about to, yep. Oh my goodness, they put a platform down here for me to land on. Aren't those game designers wonderful? Oh, except for that one. Okay, take two this time. Don't botch it up. At least they put a checkpoint here.
The hell out of the floor.
No, we're good, we're good. That's the intentional way to drop down. But yeah, I think, what else did AMD have? They did announce the 9850X3D. Yeah, exactly. I saved it. There. They announced the 9850X3D, but they didn't say much, such as when it's coming out. I think they said first quarter. They didn't say a price, which is very odd. And ultimately, I think it's just a refresh of the same thing. And refreshes are okay, but like, you know, whatever. I don't expect too much out of refreshes these days, because usually a lot of processors are eked out already. If you can somehow get more than 5% per clock, I think that's impressive, but most of the time it's 0%, and it's just been better, so the clock can be higher, but at the cost of the power is more anyways. And for the 9800X3D, I saw a video of a guy kind of saying that, like, not to say all of them are like this, and it might not be as... Ooh, I can't move across, so never mind.
Damn this pesky gravity.
I know, right? I know.
Has anyone seen Fox Mulder's sister?
You can't say every time I die as a moment. It's just a natural part of playing a game with a janky camera angle, okay? It'll happen to us all. It'll even happen to you.
Damn, that's sweet.
But yeah, no, I saw a report of 9800X3Ds overpowering themselves on newer Agisa versions. So if you've got a motherboard, or like, if you've got a 9800X3D, and there's absolutely no one reporting on this if you've got the 9900X3D or the 9950X3D. Check anyways, just check in hardware info to see that, like, when you run Prime 95, that your power draw doesn't actually, like...
I guess this means I won't have children.
Rip Gex, but also... Alright, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. How many flips are we doing? Oh my goodness. Okay, oh, no, never mind. Nope, no.
It's tail time!
Listen, I've already gotten hit 3 times. This is going to end poorly once I get to the other side anyways. Gosh, I've timed this terribly, haven't I? Well, it is the end of the level, so that's good to know that I not only died once at the end of the level, but twice.
Maybe makes my voice do that.
First sign of any walk, I'm out of here.
Okay. Good job. Did a great job out there. I saw a Hacker News post and it was talking about the fact that in HTML you can end paragraphs and line breaks without necessarily needing a closing brace or a closing tag. And he's like, yeah, you know, like this is part of the HTML spec technically, even though it looks weird. It's like, well, because a lot of people wrote HTML by hand, and he cited the Neopets HTML guide. Oh my goodness. That is a relic from the past, but it's also incredible that, one, that site still exists. Not necessarily Neopets, but the HTML guide itself.
Captain,
And also the fact that I probably did learn my HTML from the Neopets HTML guide. So, obviously the Neopets HTML guide makes a little bit of a... No, there's a little bit of macroing that is supported on the site, so... But it's good fun to see Neopets get shouted out. No one in the Hack News comments was calling up on that one. What's that gonk droid?
Shocker, bro.
I know you can knock him off the ledge if you really want to.
There's plenty more where this
Ouch.
came from.
Well, imagine if I died to that,
It's tail time!
because I didn't realize that his explosion hurt me. Oh well. Well, that's another level done. We're 48 minutes into the stream, or 47, and that's 2 levels, which is a little bit behind the pace of what I had last week, but I also didn't even start the level until like 28 minutes in, didn't I? Anyways, we got another one over here. Pangea
I know what you're
90210.
thinking. It's tail time.
I don't know what 90210 is. I know what 90215 is, but that's just a very incidental number. That's not actually anything too big.
So as soon as we cut down this pesky rainforest, there'll be room for a new strip mall.
Gex! How could you? Anyways, yeah, at the end of the day, there's not too much at CES, but we did get a glimmer of hope, and that is Dell's, I think it was their head of product came out and basically said that you might notice that we're not doing, and I'm paraphrasing, everything I'm saying today is paraphrased. If it is a direct quote, I'm glad I remembered it from memory, but no, we're paraphrasing. He said, you might notice we're not going to mention AI very much, and he basically says it's because advertising things with lots and lots of AI doesn't actually improve any sales whatsoever. It doesn't change anything. And if anything, he said, it can get kind of confusing once you start throwing in all these features because people don't know what to buy. They don't know what they actually want. And so he's just keeping it simple. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, thank you, head of product at Dell, which seems like a bit of an odd one, not to say...
That's what I call
Yeah, Dell is self-aware. Dell, you know, I'll give it some flack from time to time because I've had mixed reception on some products. I will say that their monitors have been great for me so far. I had a Dell U2711 for a long time. I've sold it now, but it works really nicely. I only sold it because I had an Asus monitor from 2016 onwards, which was a high refresh rate one, and I started using that as my main. And then I was like, okay, you get those weird issues when you've got two monitors of different refresh rates and weird stuff like that. That's not a Dell problem, that's an NVIDIA problem, if anything. But I sold it 2 years ago because the Asus monitor died. And the Asus monitor cost way more. The Dell one, I got on a decent deal. I think I got it for like $375 Australian. And for a 27-inch 1440p monitor, it's not too shabby. But yeah, the fact it lasted was great. Then I replaced it with two G32223Qs, which are 32-inch 4K monitors. It's probably fairly overkill, but it's also like the pricing was good because again, they're still cheaper than the that one Asus monitor.
Complaining in the manly way.
It's a very quick level, ain't it? But yeah, no. So I've liked them. The driver software, the weird utility software, could be a little less egregious. But generally, the monitors are good. I had an Alienware laptop way back in the day, and the Alienware laptop isn't really... you know, it showed its age at some point. It actually, not only it showed its age, it had a terrible thermal solution because the graphics card could only operate up to 65 degrees or 68 degrees, but however they were running the heat pipes or however they were cooling on the inside, basically if the processor went hot, the graphics card was already over spec before it was even like doing anything, which means anything graphics would stop on the laptop if the processor was running hot, and there were no power settings in the BIOS to control it. You'd have to use like throttle stop in user mode in order to effectively control for that, which is not a good solution, Dell. It's a very odd one. So I'm not too sure if I'd recommend that kind of stuff. Alienware is definitely an older gaming brand though. I appreciate the long-term iconography on that one. But yeah. Also, I think they were kind of pioneers in the RGB days, weren't they? RGB's kind of gone. It exists somewhat for the people who are looking out for it, but I don't think it's ever a selling point anymore.
Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition.
You know, that line kept coming up so much on the Nintendo 64 version. It's like ingrained in my head now. I was looking for more doodads, goodies and doodads. This is a very tall mountain kind of structure here, isn't it? Except lava, I know, but... There's no Monty Moles throwing things at me up here, but look at that! There's a remote just there. Alright, just mental note, it's over there. But yeah, so thank you, Dell. There's some other things, like obviously, you know, like the big companies that are selling you massive AI data centers, unfortunately aren't selling anything, so I guess to consumers, and I think that was a big take-home, is that at the Consumer Electronics Show, multiple million-dollar data centers is not exactly easy for consumers to, like, buy and stuff like that. And I feel like if the consumers don't really get to buy any of this, then, like, what are we doing here? Also, AMD were very tone deaf. They got 3 different, like, companies that consisted of, like, one-word AI. Like, not... Well, they did get OpenAI. AI Electronic... Oh, yeah. But then they got, was it Luma AI and some other one, I forgot. And then they literally got a guy from the Department of Defense, like the US Department of Defense, to talk about how exciting working with AIMD. There you go, that was a slip and a half.
Hey, forget about it.
Die, Dino. It's going back to power my car. And I feel like that should really be like the cornerstone of this whole like thing, is AMD are literally like flexing their government like contracts instead of selling product. Like, it's... Who is this for? Who is this for? This is for the investors and no one else. Because I'm not getting excited about buying anything.
Easy.
It's just like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Obviously, it's like, you know, whatever. It's their keynote, they can do whatever they want with it. But I personally am not excited for anything AMD's releasing because they're really not releasing anything. They're releasing refreshes upon refreshes of things, which doesn't seem like it's that much, but it seems like they might not even have anything for this year. We sort of rumored that Zen 6 would be available on desktop at the end of this year, and I don't know if that's even going to be a thing anymore. Not necessarily Zen 6, but like the this year part. Oh, I'm going to want the skull. There you go. We're good. It is the infinite money glitch. And I think Dell are speaking a bit of reason here in the sense that it can't be an infinite money glitch because it's going to burn someone out. And I think Dell probably knows they will be caught in the crossfire. Now, if you're a hardware company, you've made it already. You're already big. What's up, Blob? But if you're Dell, you probably don't have that scapegoat. I mean, you kind of do a little bit. You're Dell. You're massive. But 40 lives, 40 gex. Can we get to 100 gex? But yeah, there's probably other things that I saw. There was one. I think it actually was, oddly enough, it was part of AMD's slide deck. Well, there's a death. It's not a long level, but there's no checkpoints. That's the annoying part. Just gotta go around tall now and a bit more.
My tail's gonna kick your butt.
I can get more of these mini dinos, the dinosaur nuggies. But the yeah, there was one thing that AMD showed off which was kind of neat. I think they were collaborating with HP on this one, but it was basically the same like computer, the same laptop as another laptop they've released, but without the screen. It's just a keyboard, but the whole computer's in the keyboard. This is people will shout out that's old Commodore 64 style of back in those days when you get the keyboard and you just move it like that and it's all good. So all you need is a screen, maybe a mouse to go with it. But I like that. That's kind of fun. I know there's Raspberry Pi kind of solutions that are just like that as well, so not to say that AMD are the only ones doing it, but it's fun that x86 is, because I remember when people were talking about x86 being like, you know, on its deathbed or something like that, and everyone's using ARM these days, and then it's just like, who knows, probably not. That's not to say there's not exciting ARM stuff, but it's like, I don't think it's easy to say whether ARM is gonna outcompete x86. I don't know what this thing on the wall is, by the way. Is that corn plus fire equals popcorn? Is that just like, that's just Easter egg? The dinosaurs figured it out. Okay, let's not die. That was the exact wrong thing to get hit by. Actually, everything is the wrong thing to get hit by. Very crock of you platforms. It's tail time. At least we got that, so. Speaking of tech, a friend of mine told me this. Oh. Listen, I feel like I'm gonna die if I go for... No, actually I won't. Okay. Valve is currently financing... I was gonna actually allude to that one, but they are... Yeah, they openly said they were financing that kind of stuff. In the same way that Proton is not actually a Valve... like tool, if that makes sense. They didn't exactly develop Proton from the ground up. That was already sort of existing as a project, but they funded it. They put in a lot of their efforts into contributing towards it, and that's where it's been. And now they're doing the same thing with what was it? Yeah, you said Fex something, and I forgot the actual name of it, but yeah. Fex 86, I think it was what it was called. Fex 64. Oh, maybe it is just Fex. There you go. Okay. But yeah, a neat tool to emulate x86 programs on ARM64, and the immediate use case from this is that it's going to be used in the Steam... I was going to call it the Rift. No. What was it called? Effects like the band? Yes. Oh gosh, what's the name of the Steam Valve headset that they're about to release? Sometime this year. Oh well. I completely forgot the name of it. Anyways. I got the reruns. Nice. The Rift. Oh, they actually called it the Rift? Because it was the Oculus Rift.
This is the big one. I'm coming, Elizabeth.
This is a bit of a very meta level, ain't it? I'm collecting TVs while there's TVs as I hopped into a TV to enter the level with the TV. Anyways, but yeah, that thing uses an ARM chip on the inside. So in order to activate the mode where it can play games on its own without the need of a desktop nearby, it's effectively going to be able to play x86 on the machine. So that's what they're doing, which I'm amazed that they are going with that instead of just using an x86 solution. But I also think this will be a very admirable thing should they get there at the end of the day. Valve, though, are doing God's work. They are actually contributing to open source software, which is great because I have not only known stories but completely witnessed companies just be like, yep, we ain't funding... Oh my gosh, the camera. Listen, that was the game decided to shift the camera on me. That's painful. Unless you're a TF2 player, well, I guess, yeah. Valve are a private company, they're going to do weird private company things, but also at the end of the day, it's like...
It's tail time.
Well, I would like to see better support for TF2, but also... Actually, no! Hold on, they've made TF2 open source.
Ladies and gentlemen, the new fall TV season.
Like, as much as I'm like, oh, you know, like, that's shifting the problems onto the community... I do think the capability is out there, and certainly, I mean, they took their sweet time with fixing core issues when they were claiming to still be responsible for it.
More, and I have the whole set.
There's so many companies out there that flat out are, you know, just shutting down projects because they just don't want to work on them anymore. It's like the anthem of the video game industry. Because Anthem's shutting down tomorrow.
So, this is New Jersey.
New Jersey, oh my gosh. Yeah, open source is not necessarily, like, the solution, because obviously there are things that claim they're open source, and it's like, well, you know, how much of it is open source? I think TF2... okay, we're going to be a little careful around here. Because the camera is jittery, and right there. Okay, now I really can't tell where the ground is. Okay, we're good. We're good.
This is the big one. I'm coming,
There we go.
Elizabeth.
Tax right? Yeah, true. But I don't understand how, like, if anything as well, like, I like the idea of community contributions and things like that. I wouldn't be against exposing code bases to community members to help. We're very curiously wobbling the platform, ain't it? Yeah, Anthem was already a mistake. I knew it was a mistake the moment I saw it. I was like, who is this for? You know, this probably explains why the camera, like, was flipping out. Maybe I should have just stood on that instead of walking it. You can tell it's a bonus level because the TVs say bonus on them. I think there's an achievement for these levels for beating it, like, quicker. That's gonna... that is true.
That's it. That's a spot.
Well, I don't know, actually, because Anthem just looked like meh to me. Concord didn't look appealing. Like, Concord was a different beast. Nice, by the way.
It's tail time.
It's tail time. Congratulations. So I think how many remotes are there in the game? 39 total? Let's see if there's anything on the ceiling. Wherever the ceiling's gone, there it is. Put a nice climbing ledge up here. You know, I think a bonus level spawns up here, but it hasn't yet. No, I like it. It's good fun. Well, there's nothing up there, and I mean, that's the 4 levels over here, so let's go back to the center again. I think this one as well. This one just spawned on me. There we go. Find the items in the given time. Back to the lab again. That is true.
Oh, behave, baby.
Well, it's not really maybe it is a lab. Yeah, we'll call it a lab level. Oops. It even has the same music. That's how you know it's a good level. Isn't it weird that the Nintendo 64... Oh my gosh. That the Nintendo 64 version looks way worse than this one as well. We'll get there eventually, but... Oh. I don't know why, I just thought that platform kept going. That's okay, we got time. I got time. Here we go. We got this. We got this.
Phone call from at helm.
Yeah, anyways, yeah, Consumer Electronics Show. It's, slightly disappointing. Actually, fairly disappointing. But, hey, you know what? Whatever. Is there something like having together? Not in the hub world, no. We got the bongos in the sample now. This area will make you cry a bit because then you'll realize that there's actually... Then you'll realize that there's actually more pickups. Well, never mind. Okay. That's on me. That one's on me. I was gonna say there's more pickups than the actual target on that level. But for some reason it asked me to save. That's okay. I didn't even get it. I didn't even finish the level. That's because it's tail time. Games still have problems. Blues Brothers 2000. Yes. So I actually did play Blues Brothers 2000 as like a fun meme for a friend. And Blues Brothers 2000 is... it consists of 4 levels, but the levels are like fairly long. And near the end of the second level, there's a part... Actually, there's a couple of parts, but near the end of the second level is incredibly noticeable. There's a part where you're running away from a giant turtle in a sewer. It happened in the movie, just, you know, yeah, definitely. But that turtle, for some odd reason, runs at twice the speed on both Mupen, Parallel, Project 64, all of them will just do this, and it's very odd, and you can't outrun him. He immediately kills you. There's no checkpoints along the way that you can reach. It's just no hope. There's nothing you can do to get faster. And it's not really a frame rate thing as well. It's just like something in the code is, something in the emulator is getting asked to make him move quicker than he should normally. I guess the thing is that obviously if he's moving differently, then obviously there's some sort of fundamental calculation that's not being handled right on the Nintendo 64, on the emulation side. I feel like almost every emulator does something to optimize its processing, because we can only really brute force emulate NES games, because those things ran on, I think, 4 megahertz processor. I guess Game Boy games as well. But it's easy to emulate something that runs in the very low number of megahertz kind of capability. Once you start getting like 10 or 30 times more, yeah, it's a bit tricky to just brute force, like, raw dog emulate by just literally doing everything very, very manually. So you start doing some optimizations. Some of them, actually, ideally, like, all your optimizations are still technically valid. I do have this kind of argument with, like, purism. It's a very smart use of doors. And we've got a big fish tank room, which I love the fish tank room because it's got a H or something in there. Oh, what's up with that? We got this fun bit. What? Even got a costume change in the middle. And then the worst camera angle you've ever seen. Actually, it wasn't too bad.
It's tail time.
I mean, I'm speaking very generally, because at the end of the day, it's like, well, how come it's only an issue in Blues Brothers 2000 and maybe Iggy's Wrecking Balls and maybe some other games if we know. It's not a hot game though. I'm amazed that it actually got the set, given that it's got the emulation problems. Because usually, well, not usually, but for me, that's a deal breaker for me. Did we go the green way? I think we did go the green way. Yeah, and then that's the way I came from, which means this way, the red way. No, I did go the red way. Listen, I wish the draw distance was also slightly higher. Yeah, at least he's got you there, but it's still like, yeah, it's not the greatest. That'd be like if I released a Wii Fit set right now. No one is working on a Wii Fit set for that reason, by the way, because you can only play it with a real Wii balance board, and not everyone is me. We might have talked about this. The Warcraft 2 remake made a huge mistake with it. Not recently, right? But like, I remember hearing something like when it came out.
Red rum, red rum.
Red rum. I think isn't Hypixel the Minecraft server? But I think they used like HQ2X or something, and they basically applied like a texture filtering on top, and they didn't line up the yeah, exactly. And I am shocked every time a game remaster or whatever comes out, and it's also, this is the level, by the way, this one. This level is not on the Nintendo 64 version, which means I'm going kind of blind into this one. Also, it means that the two Halloween levels I played on the first stream are the only two if you're on the Nintendo 64 version. I just hate when like remasters just get it fundamentally wrong.
On my tongue, dog.
That's why I always give Night Dive a very good seal of approval, even if their pricing is a bit kind of crazy right now. And that's why, yeah, I mean, emulation ideally should try to end up as accurately as possible. I think someone who's a purist might note differences in how, you know, like the dithering and stuff works on this emulator compared to like a real PlayStation. And to me, I would need to assume that. Okay, cool, good to know. I assume there's differences there, but yeah, it's like, wow. Sometimes just companies don't care, and I wonder if it's like They don't care from a cost measure, or they don't care from a developers just do not know / care better as well. Yeah, there's no effort in emulating the balance board that I know of. I think the easiest thing to do is to just start using Wireshark and benchmarking or profiling, literally recording what you're actually seeing the balance board send. Just go from there. It's a Bluetooth device, so I mean, can't be too weird. And it does work. I mean, if you have a real balance board, it does work. So the solution is just we need more data from real balance boards. Balance boards aren't too rare, but I guess if you don't have one, they're not fun to go out and get. But yeah, there are quirks with technology. Certainly as well, we're gonna get more and more intriguing emulation cases when... Whoops. We're gonna get more intriguing emulation cases when people start really wanting to try and emulate x86. Whenever, you know, whenever that happens. We haven't moved off x86, so I don't imagine that's happening right now. Although curiously, if the if the x86 to ARM conversion is working well, cool room. If the x86 to ARM conversion is working real well, surprisingly, we might actually rely on that maybe more. Who put that knight there? You think there'd be enough balance board? Well, I mean, you've got to record the data. That's not a problem, but it's just like, if you're a person who's motivated to work on this, that's a barrier to entry right there. You need to have someone who has the balance board in order to even fathom starting work on it. With me and the Logitech microphone, it would have been a deal breaker had the microphone not already been emulated in PCS X2 and other things like that. What a weird ledge down here. What was that? Oh my gosh, 375 this month? It's only the 12th. Slip of the tongue, baby. There we go. If people manage to emulate the VRU on Nintendo 64, I mean, give people enough time and maybe a bit of a, like, not necessarily a reason, but at least somewhat a motivation to go out and start figuring out how to emulate something, because it's not trivial, and every time... Okay, well, good news, the remote is there. Bad news, there is a pit right here. I don't quite know how to get there just yet. That's okay, I'll take the furniture across. I'm curious if this is like a circular room or it is linear. Well, I don't imagine it'd be like
It's only a flesh wound.
any more ridiculous than any other Bluetooth apparatus. At least like the Wii Speak. I'd probably say the Wii Speak is a bit of a curious one. And they've already got that one working, so that's all good.
Watch me use my tail to kick your butt.
But I mean, yeah, it really just depends on the demand. So I just hope someone out there, if they want to spend the time, go for it. That's the joy with all peripherals. I mean, there's a reason why we don't have our Rock Band 3 Pro instruments in Dolphin yet. We can get Guitar Hero onto us. That is true. That is true. That's with real emulation, right? And not just patched functionality. Because I think in the past they used to just patch the D-pad to effectively be the button. Which, for the purpose of an emulator, if you're not using original hardware or anything...
I'm not 99.9% clean?
That's all fine. It could be the end of the level, but it's not, because I do need to hit all the thingies. Also, I guess there's more than 5 of them.
This house is now clean.
Man, these guys are kind of annoying, aren't they? Melody has added support for managing. Ah! Thank you, BizHawk. One day I might use BizHawk. Maybe.
Licking my way to the top.
I will say, I was mildly ranting. I was mentioning last week that there was instability with Dolphin and retro achievements integration. It's getting better. It was a great fix added in, and it's a lot better now. So I'm very, very close to the end of the Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock set. We're finally there. The good news is I am now knowledgeable on lots and lots of little pieces of trivia because of the way. What is this? Hold on, what is going on here? Oh, so you've got the chandelier, but there's nothing to go
Pat,
there.
I'll take the floating chair for 200 and the rest on account.
This just goes across both ways. Okay. But yeah, I was worried that doing icons would take a very long time, and it took a few days, but it's not too bad.
Not yet, thanks.
I want to know how you get higher up. Maybe just do this. Oh, you good there? Oh, you're still good there. Oh, okay. The goose is loose. But yeah, no. So all the icons are done.
Forget about it.
Yes. All the icons are done, which I am very happy about. And all that's done now is I've got two things I need to do. One is the star challenges, which I might have to concede on the star challenges because the way the star challenges works in memory. I've heard soon. I still don't know when, but someone made the comment that it's soon. So I'm just like, oh, you know, like, sure, I guess. Yeah, this is just
Axe in
above.
the chest for Scatman Crothers.
No, that's above the library room. So where does this one go then? Maybe the reason why they didn't add it is because it's just confuzzling. No, these both just end up from the same area. And then we've got the door back here.
Today is a good day to die.
But yeah, no, with the song challenges, effectively, I hoped that I could base it off of the progression. And I know basing off the progression is a bit risky in case anyone's internet goes down and they have to do a manual unlock. I know that's always a bit of a worry. I'm hoping that it should be fine. It's just fine, I guess. But by basing it off the progression, that means that the song challenges need to be, you need to figure out where they are progressed, where they are stored. I've figured that out, but the problem is that the array for all of this stuff, which one, just like World Tour, the array is not in any logical order. It's just all the songs in just some bizarre, like, it's just in some order. It's just like, oh. The easiest way I've found is just to add a star. Unfortunately, they're a very nice even size of whatever D0 is in hex. But it's a nice and even size to, this is going to the other, yeah, the other one. I'm actually going for the other one. Just because I've already hit 6 of them. So, but good to know. That's up there. All this is just above the big same one room, ain't it? Yeah. Why is this the wall that you can climb, but it's also just got a ledge here? Okay. Alright, let's try and figure out how to go back in this level. It's somewhere.
Bring out the gimp.
See, now that is a pit. You don't want to fall down the pit. Good thing the game's lagging there. So the problem with the array... Actually, it's not a problem. Well, it is a problem, but there's something curious about that array. You might imagine oh, okay, well, maybe that array changes in size depending on the number of DLC songs, and you'd be correct. If you install any DLC songs from Warriors of Rock in particular, and I'll add that as an asterisk, yeah, I'm curious how you get the hidden remote over here, by the way. Because it needs something like open up, doesn't it? Oh, wait, it probably needs the coffin on the other side to open up. So was Gex T-posing on me? Sure, yeah. Neither of those are quite where I needed, but sure, okay. That's okay. But curiously, the game on disc, from what I can tell, actually has all the details, all the song hashes, and enough space right off the bat for every DLC song, including import songs leading up to its release, which is very weird because I'm pretty sure the Guitar Hero 5.
Now that's what I
there it is.
get.
Actually, maybe the Guitar Hero 5 and Band Hero imports were already available right away, or at least close to their game's releases. Oh, I could probably bounce that. Oh, come on, come on.
You moved the headstones, but you didn't move the bodies.
Nice.
Pardon my tongue, darling.
Oh, I want to get that. I want to get that. There you go. First try. Is this a dead pit? I've been in here already. That's already burst. So we're good there. But yeah, so it's weird. The array already has every song that you would need, except for the newer ones. So the newer ones don't push it back that far, but it pushes it back enough that it's not in the same places as someone who doesn't have the DLC installed. This also tracks if you uninstall the DLC. As long as the DLC gets installed at some point, then the entire array moves back to the same, you know, kind of... It's not the start of the array as well. It's like specific songs will get shifted back because the DLC just slots in the middle. But once the game has seen it at some point, and you save and you uninstall the DLC, it still knows the hashes, so it's still all consistent there, which is... It leads me to a few options. So option number one, which was probably a little more ideal, but it's kind of, it's not easy, is to require, well... I'm gonna try and say no on that one, because I think requiring DLC is not a good pattern. I don't think it's a good thing to have. We can concede on that one though, so I'll definitely add that as an option. But option number one is try to figure out the logic such that I can get the achievements to to track the progress within one session. Which means rather than tracking where the star challenges are awarded, try to see if I can track where the actual challenges are tracked, how they're calculated. So for example, if one is points earned while using star power, try to figure out if there's a star power, like, you know, value somewhere. I cannot seem to find that. It's bound to exist somewhere in memory. But it's weird, because it's like I can find the value that gets saved, but I have no idea where that value is during gameplay, which is very odd. Oh my gosh, by the way, we're back in this room. I know I've wandered through here a bunch of times. I mean, we're up to 7, so it's got to be somewhere around here. Dead. I feel like that corner seems like a good corner to be in, though. So, option number 2 is probably the least resistance. It has one compromise, I'll get into that in a moment, but the path of least resistance is, like, there's not too... I mean, the array is fairly stationary. I've actually been just statically referring to the bits. And I feel like one solution is that I know that you achieve the song, the star challenge if you're in the same song that I'm expecting. So just because I'm looking in the place where I know it updates, doesn't necessarily mean that... Hold on, maybe it's in the right place. Maybe, actually. I can keep looking. Because I feel like I've had a bit of a drought of these power-ups as well. So maybe not, like... Doesn't seem like it's below me, because there's obviously that. Although I haven't been back into that room in a while, and I have no idea where that's leading to. But we, like, double back from this room. So I go through here, and then this goes to the previous room. And for example, I didn't see anything in this room. Oh, I've noted your comment. I'll go back for it when I go back for it. There we go. I don't think there's anything in this room, yeah. So, but yeah, like, effectively, how I'm doing the calculations is I'm just, detecting that the number of bits on the song has gone up beyond the number that I expect.
About when he's in the tub.
That is true. Yeah, you see what I mean? It's like it loops back. Where is this room looking over? This is looking over the 6 corpse room. And then this room was just kind of like, I'd call it a dead end. Because it's like, there's nothing on that end of the wall. It just kind of comes back. Like, even though these doors are technically, you know, black boxes, they're at least following some degree of level design. But maybe they got rid of it because it's the exact same thing as the Gex 3 level.
Red rum, red rum.
You know the one. Doesn't seem like it's that awfully complicated, but it's just like, I have no idea what this one is. I'm just hoping that it's in... I don't think it's in here, though, because this is the last room, and, I mean, obviously there's the stairway to heaven, and then you're good there, and I didn't see it on the way. So yeah, it's definitely not in this room. I don't think it's somewhere near, so... So yeah, so anyway, option 2 is, why don't I just check for every possible position, for the bits, and not every single spot, of course, but like, why not just check like within like an offset of 77? I think there's 77 DLC songs. So like, if you've got up to 77 DLC songs installed, then check all 77 or 78 places where this value might be offset to.
Put that in your pipe.
This does lead to one problem. I'm about to die as well, which is not good fun. This leads to one problem, which is I was originally using a measured flag, and I don't think I can do a measured flag if I don't know where the value is. But in theory, I know that somewhere the value will go up because you finished the specific song. And I am hoping that that is good enough, maybe? That's a good compromise, I feel, because then it means I can still get the challenge. This room. Okay. That's what I mean. I knew I needed to go back into this room. Alright, so hold on. We've got 2 doors along the floor here. Oh look, there it is. See, I was right all along. I was making it up. I have no idea where this was, though.
Here at the Shannon Doherty Charm School, it's business as usual.
There's only one well shucks, and that is I have 1 hit left, and I'm hoping that absolutely nothing flies at me as I try to figure out which door had the the end of the level. Wasn't there, was it? No, that's not it.
Bring out your dead.
Oh, we had the weird ghost thing there. We've got the one which might be a door, and it's not a door. We'll figure it out. So that's number 2. Number 3 is option number 3 is
The Imperial fleet would
concede.
never follow us into a floating furniture field.
Just concede entirely. Drop the achievements entirely. And then number 4 was the one you mentioned. Was it? So, yeah. Number 4, I guess, require people to add the DLC. Yes. No, not for the subset. This is for the core achievements. So it's to make sure that the core progression doesn't move in memory. Which, yeah, is a bit weird. That's why I'm like, because obviously, well, for all the other achievements, no, it's all good. I should have explained what the context was as well. But for the core achievements, because the song challenges are, I have to look at the progression in order to figure it out. Oh, look, a fly. Unless I got that. Whereas for every other achievement in the entire thing, I can just tell that because you are in a certain song because of its song ID, and you hit the You Rock screen, therefore I know you've cleared that song. That is what I'm hoping solution number 2 solves, is that I don't know where exactly the bits are being stored because they could be moving, but I know what song you're in, which means I know which song the star challenges went up with. Oh my gosh, I keep getting lost in this level. Because this room only, like, goes to 2 places, right? It only goes here. And then the door on the high wall. And then we've obviously got furniture moving room here. This one leads... Oh, we're good. We're good. We're Gucci. We're Gucci. I got there in the end.
Let's get it on.
Let's get it on. And there's 3 remotes in this level, so I gotta remind myself where that basement area was. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, it was a weird lone chandelier. That's probably the hardest of the 3 remotes, though. So at least I got that out of the way. Oh look, a bonus. I think this is right at the start of the hub as well. Also look, it's the boss fight right next to me. We can do that on the way out.
Let's get it on.
I do want to see if I can get the 2 worlds next to me as well. So we'll try and keep that as the target for the stream. Even though it's like, well, you're up to the 4th world of the stream and you've only gotten 1 out of 3 remotes.
The ad said Beverly Hills adjacent.
Alright, time to remember where anything was. It wasn't in here. So yeah, so I got a range of options. I need to try them out. Obviously there's a secret 5th option, which is I find the pointer that actually has this, or an array index. In theory, I should be able, like, I'm not behind a pointer chain, or a hash map. I really hope I'm not behind a hash map. I could be, and then it's all over anyways. Well, not all over, but like, I can't do it the proper way, I guess we'll say. But I am hoping that just adjusting the, like just looking at a range of values and calling it a day is good enough. That might be good enough. Yeah, requiring DLC for the core set feels a little odd to me, so I will probably not advise towards that, but I'll list that as an option. I'll definitely say that is indeed something that could be done.
The ad said Beverly Hills adjacent.
I do like the lights. Didn't we have a room like this in the other level? I'm always curious when they design like multiple levels and they split them out for the different versions of the game. Like, it's not exactly like their idea of a piece of exclusivity, so I can't really explain it. I heard people say the reason why the bonus levels aren't there is because they can't fit all the textures on the Nintendo 64 storage. And they've already compressed them beyond belief, but... It's tail time. But yeah, no, it's not the case, so... Anyways, once I'm done with the song challenges, the only things I've got to do at this part... Exactly.
Let's get it on.
Came out, what, like 2 months before this game? Yeah, once I got that, I want to have a second crack at the quest progression achievements. I'm a bit lazy. If you saw the logic...
Axe in the chest for Scatman Crothers.
If you saw the logic I used, I basically said, are you in quest mode and did you finish a song? Which is, it technically works because you have to, it's like, you know, it's like tracking the encore songs in older Guitar Hero, or it's effectively that. There's one song that you're officially, that you get railroaded into playing at the end of every chapter. Therefore, if I detect that you played that song in quest mode, then I know that you beat the chapter. That doesn't solve the lone chandelier. Yes, not that room, right? Was it that room? That's not this room, because we've been on the lower level for a while.
You have the swan-like grace of a young Nixon.
We're gonna have to call out the room very quickly when it happens, because I might just run past it. It's right near a door. It's not this room. Do both of these open out? No, because this was a flat floor. I'm sorry. No? Okay. That was the remote end. Okay. But yeah, no, if you saw the achievement logic, it's like, well, in theory, someone can just load a completed save and play one song and get all the quested, well, at least each quest achievement. So they'd have to play 10 songs or 12 songs total, because no, 10 songs, yeah. And yeah, you'd be right, so that's why I kind of want to do it a little better. Given that I know where the progression is, it's probably not too hard to track the progression. I do enjoy... I've never read Frankenstein, the book. Which one opens up that one? Oh, there's a gate behind him. He was really popular. Right where you fought the skull. hold on, I'm seeing your message. First of all, okay. So it was in the room before this
Nice
one.
haircut. When did we enlist?
I mean, Castlevania is full of, yeah, absolutely chock-a-block full of. The lone chandelier. In this room? There's no chandelier in the room. Oh, you mean this weird thing? Yeah, like I commented on it earlier. Hold on. Like, you can't even jump to it. It goes nowhere. This is just to a weird entrance. Yeah, it's just to a weird... It's just there. They put a chandelier, unironically, for decoration. It's just there for the looks. Now you are satisfied. I've not played too many I've played a decent number. I've played the original 3 on the NES, and I've played Symphony of the Night and Aria of Sorrow, and then I briefly gave the first of the Nintendo 64 once ago, but I didn't finish it. And I haven't played any others, so I don't know like when they get more action-y in the modern era. Oh, I've played a brief bit of Dracula X, the PSP version, which was a little odd for me. Yeah, the 64 ones are 3D, and they're let's just say they're subject to a bit of Gex camera. But I hear that the other one is much better. I get the feel, there's a bit of a delay on the typing though. Like, you see when your message appears on screen. That's the earliest that I potentially can respond to it. But then also, I'm just blind. Yeah. Well, it's not selective blindness if I apply it generally across the board. So that's all good. Anyways, done with this level. Yes! Thank you, PlayStation exclusive. It wasn't that bad. It's nowhere near as bad as the Greek level. Let's see if we can get it on. I mean, the level.
It's tail time!
That's right, it's Honey, I Shrunk the Gecko. That's right, it's another space level. Do you like space levels? Because, oh sorry, not a space level, it's a tech level.
All this technology and Shatner still can't get a good hairpiece.
Oh, No, the Greek level's worse. Because the Greek level, you keep dying, and then you can't get the fly. The Mafia level is just annoying because you have to be extra cautious that they don't fall off, like, or they don't unload. But it's not as... There's more checkpoints in the Mafia level, and so it wasn't as bad. It's just an annoying concept. It did. Had banger power-ups. To be fair, both of these games have great music. And if anything, like, the reason why I think a lot of people maybe remember Gex a bit more is that beyond the clunky camera, I do appreciate their gusto. I appreciate them trying to, you know, make all these different levels based on TV concepts. Wherever the... Does this go anywhere? Does this split into 2 bars like the previous level? No, it just goes. Bubsy if it was good. It kind of is Bubsy if it was good. Which is why I'm looking forward to the next one, so... Because Bubsy 3D, I've played about a third of Bubsy 3D, and it's actually one of the most excruciating experiences I've ever played. And I played Superman 64. I think that game gets a bit more flack, because it starts real bad. Superman 64's worst levels are at its beginning, and then also the final level. It seals the deal, but it's like, it gets fairly competent in the middle. So, I'll wrap up the last part, finish the second week later. Oh yeah. See, at least for this one, like, I'm confident, because I think there's 14 levels. This would be the 10th level in the game. Like, we got a lot. I haven't played the Superman prototype. I couldn't get it to work when I tried playing it years ago when it first came out, but I need to give it another go. I love the lighting on Gex here, by the way. I don't know what's going on there. It's such a hard cut, but I love the effect. He's a very shiny Gecko.
Lolly, 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 get your adverbs here.
I can't decide if he's a gecko or a lizard, by the way. Just... Yeah, the camera has a bit of a fun time here. There we go. I need to re-remind myself of Gex 1 before I can play it on stream as well, because I don't think I really played it for completion. And I would like to show his... Exactly. He's very Gexy. But I would say this one is the easier one to get into, but I think 3 does have the better levels by the end of the day. Apart from, you know... Google AI says geckos are lizards, but not all lizards are geckos. Well, there you go. The truth is in the Google AI. We can all trust the Google AI. Especially when you ask it how to make your pizzas better or other things like that. Just add a bit of glue. Heard about the YouTube getting rid of more search tools. The time YouTube. Okay, this one is invisible to people, but YouTube got rid of one of the analytics tools, which lets me compare a group of videos with an offset release. So what I'd usually like doing is comparing the weekly analytics of my streams from one year with the next year, and I can't do that. I can't compare. I can only compare individual videos at the same time. My big for feet. I mean, yeah, I don't know if... I feel like they still got the, like, this week, this day, this month. They've still got that as a filter. I don't see there being any good reason why you wouldn't, like, support that still. Or roll back. Maybe. There's a lot of weird A/B testing with a lot of products like that, so I definitely grain of salt whenever something does disappear, but also call it out if it does disappear, because it's like I would use the time scales, wouldn't I? These are some fun platforms. I still have today and this week. Yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure I used that like only a couple of days ago, so...
The old 5-finger discount.
If they did change it, they didn't change it on me. Are you appreciating this camera? It's, like, if anything as well, this would be a fair time to complain about the camera when I'm not in a level with bottomless pits. Yeah, maybe for categories. Alright, so hold on. There is a jump here. There we go.
Hey, night, no cooking.
Do you remember where the hidden remote was? Because I don't think we've seen it. But I love how we're above... Actually, I say I love how we're above the previous room. Wow.
Well, that's what I call getting some tail.
It's a hallmark of great 3D platform design. And no, it's not. It just punishes you if you drop there. It's cool, but... how many thingies do I have? 39. How many are in this room? It's either 12 or it's 8. Well, good if it's 12. Actually, it could be 0 at this rate. Come on. These platforms are not having a fun time with me. There you go. Oh yeah, exactly. And then you play Crash 2 or something and it's like, never. Never. You see what I mean? Look. Oh, pfft. It is still interesting how there were so many games ready to jump on the 3D platformer bandwagon right at the same time as... Maybe not right at the same time, but just they didn't quite get there in time for Mario 64. Shorts and non... Oh! That's good, that's good.
The only thing this place doesn't have is a baby gap.
I don't hate shorts, but I hate that everything's pushing towards it, and I mean, like... You know, whose fault is it? It's clearly not the content creators. There's only 4 over there, so I actually need to bail out of this one. Yeah, we'll get this one in a little bit. Sonic was not ready for 3D. Well, yeah, Sonic still isn't ready for 3D. Although Humble Monthly has a Sonic Frontiers, so we'll give that a go at some point. Sonic Lost World. Lost World? Listen, some people like Sonic Forces, and I just can't explain it. I'm sorry. I haven't played a Sonic game on stream. I played Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, way back yonder, on the channel. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's lots of weird ones where it's just like the process was not graceful. I mean, Mario's a curious one because you can point to so many changes. Like the fact they gave Mario a punch button. Like every single one of these platformers should have seen that and gone, oh, you're right. Actively trying to jump on things is a bit awkward. And they all have really quick jump cycles as well because they used to. Is it worse than Bubsy 3D? Gosh, it's been ages since I gave Earthworm Jim 3D a go, so... the open world Sonic was supposedly... I heard okay things about Frontiers.
I love that guy. He's not house broken.
But I'm not too sure if it really was amazing. That sounds like such a dismissive answer. There was a lot of... I saw a bunch of technical issues. Well, at least at launch. I guess when I play it, I guess I'll know, because... When you see technical issues, it's like, is this just me seeing someone who's unlucky, or is it like really like actually a big problem? I guess that's always the thing with like any game. Now, are you in a linear 3D Mario? Oh boy, listen, I mean, different strokes for different folks. Like, I don't really feel like there's one that's just definitively better than the other, but I can really appreciate either.
The Wizard of Oz 2000.
The Wizard of Oz 2000. That's the greatest line in the entire game. One of the craziest switches from 2D to 3D made me go, oh wow. Exactly. Creeper World 4 is an amazing game. Amazing. And Creeper World 3 itself is an amazing game. like Creeper World 3 got so much stuff right, but oh my goodness, being able to perceive depth is great because then you get. I played a custom level which was a first-person shooter, so all the projectiles came out of the camera, and that was it. That was all that had changed. But it's like, oh boy, it's like such a fun, like, fundamental difference. The only thing with Creeper World is that it's an absolutely boring game to watch. It's a great game to play, amazing game to play, but it's like, I mean, it literally is watching paint dry. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh boy, he's making progress in that direction. But it's so enthralling because you really want to get that progress. Yeah, I heard great stuff out of Risk of Rain 2, yeah. We'll save there. And we will keep the lookout for wherever that hidden remote was.
Beam me up, Scotty.
And then there's a lot of games that just never had a 3D jump. We still don't need a 3D jump for, I was gonna say Rayman had a great one.
Lady, I don't
Risk
know
of Rain was
who
the first
I
one I
just for you,
played.
but none of this stuff is grounded.
Oh yeah, it's not too fundamentally different, but that's great. Listen, there's very few indie games that I will give great credence to, and Creeper World is one of them, so props to Creeper World.
All this technology and Shatner
It's very
still
old
can't
school.
get a good haircut.
It's very old school as well. I can't believe William Shatner's still alive. Not to say he's old, but like, he is so amazingly, like, fit and limber for someone who's like, was he 94 this year? 94, 95? Dick Van Dyke also hit 100 and he's like, still kicking pretty alright. So... I mean, it helps improve the presentation in ways that feels natural, and I think that's ultimately what you want a 3D game to be. Even though that fundamentally, I think a lot of us can point to big differences between how games work in 2D and 3D. Certainly, you can make games have... Like, what's a great example of one? Where there's a 2D... Or, like, the 3D jump didn't really... I guess Kirby 64, I guess is an alright example. I feel like I wandered in this direction. And then I didn't capitalize on whatever was at the other side. Continue to lobby the one, true. We'll get there, maybe.
Lost you in the Terminator.
It's the only really good 3D platform. There are no other good ones.
Licking my way to the top.
Was it Taz Wanted? Was that the one? Hasn't shown up. There you go. Hey, I remembered. That's when I'll play it at one point. Don't worry. I'm actually having like not an existential crisis. That sounds very extreme, but like I'm having a big like feeling that like I haven't cleared a game recently, and it's weird because I played the entirety of Mario Kart DS last week. Not actually, maybe not the entirety last week, but like I finished it last week. 3 stars and everything, time trial achievements, which actually wasn't involving beating the staff ghosts. They were a bit generous on that one. Streamer dead. Twitch moment. That is 100% a Twitch moment.
Lady, you gotta change your lens.
Dread, not... Oh, Dread. Oh my gosh, I can read. Listen, the moment I choose to read and then I read it wrong, that's a double-edged sword you get with me. You either get your comments read out incorrectly or you get them never read. It's one of the two. Metro Dread's a fun
I
one.
love that guy.
It might actually be a good example of one where it's like the 2D to 3D jump and then kind of going back and still doing a great job at it. Here we go. What's through here? Oh my goodness. More of these things with the jamming soundtrack underneath. But yeah, no, I sort of had this feeling of like, you know, what am I actually doing? You know, that kind of stuff. And that sort of helped encourage me do all my Guitar Hero work. Just really want to get it out of the way. I feel very confident that it's all going to be ready by the time, you know, by the end of the month, I feel confident there. And then you can have your 2D Metroids.
Pardon my tongue, darling.
I got 3 months. It's getting close to 2 months now. It's very shy, just above 2 months. But I'm also losing a bit of time because of holidays in the March time. So I do want to make sure I've got my stuff ahead of time. Oops. And also, I really want to hope that when multi-set rolls, well, you know, has good general availability, I hope that I can get this all working fine in my retro achievement script, which is massive, by the way. It's actually a megabyte. It's just text. It's like, oh my goodness. Ouch. There's a lot of song definitions. That will happen immediately afterwards. I'm guaranteeing I'm working on that because I've already got it approved. That and the multiplayer subset. Well, you don't need approval for multiplayer if the game has multiplayer. I think you just ask for it and I'll make it. But yeah, no, I've gotten the FC subset approved. They haven't gotten back to me about any of the Warriors of Rock subsets. Partially maybe because I gave him a big question, but it's been 5 days, so I sort of hold on. Bonus points. I will open up my dev chat just to double check that no one replied to me. Just the same as approval. Okay, thanks, Goodra. You demand goods. Well, I mean, Gudra answering the question, which was just like, I'm doing this the right way, right? Yeah. So that's all good. But yeah, I mean, given that I've got the icons ready to upload, I just need, yeah. So number 3, after I do that, I need to fix the rich presence a little bit because I don't think it's. I wanted to refactor it a little bit so that it's more consistent with like any number of players, which is going to look a little weird for single player for most people, but given multi-set is going to reuse the same rich presence, right? Like that's the catch with a multi-set is obviously the rich presence is then only the core set's rich present. So it's just making sure that multiplayer is supported in it, which is not too bad. There's tricks and traps you can always use. For example, I wanted to have icons for what's it? Like literally a 1-letter, you know, what difficulty and what instrument are you on? And I wanted to have dashes if the player is not active. And in theory, you could do a conditional, but it's like doing a conditional for all 4 players on top of everything else seems excessive. What can I do that's better? I know the player is active because it's a 1 or 0 value, so if I just multiply the difficulty and the instrument by 1 or 0, then I can assert that if it's 0, the player is not active. And just put a 0 character in there, which looks a little odd, but then it's just like, well, it looks a little odd in code because it's like, why do you have a 0? But it makes sense, and it makes the rich presence work way easier. So there's tricks, there's cheeky things like that. Making sure you got the stuff in the right place and making it somewhat extendable. So I would like to refactor my code once it's tricks. Yes, I would like to refactor my code a little bit once I push it out. Just things that don't change the logic, but fix the fact that I've copy-pasted a bunch of things a bunch of times, and I'm a little afraid to touch all the achievements at once. I mean, I know I can just commit and change that anyways, but... it is this way, yes. And then we go left. I know, it looks really odd. It's like, where are you going? We haven't got the secret remote because I know the secret remote is just here. You gotta do a bit of a cheeky jump and a cheeky crawl. I love this crawling on the ceiling stuff though, and I'm actually surprised they didn't use it anywhere near as much in Gex 3. Or people got sick, one of the two. Anyways, if we just continue going this way, we shall get there, we shall survive. With another one of these hallways. Ouch. And then, yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good. I can't think of really anything else that I'm missing for the set, other than I need my script to do the uploads for the icons. It probably will be a quick and dirty first go, but who knows, I might continue to need it. I'm curious how much I can leverage as well, but I will need to get everything uploaded first. Like, that'll be the last thing I do. That was a good climb. And there we go. Another level done skis. It's tail time. How many remotes am I at? This is actually like 28 or something. 28, maybe that's too high. 26? Yeah, 26. Yeah, jeez. And then here I am. I'm going to shove 2 more in. Why not? There's 39 in the game. So, I mean, we're bang on the third of the way through. But I do want to fit... Oh, wait, there's 3 more. I do want to fit the Nintendo 64 level in the next stream as well, so... That's why I'm sort of cramming a bit in here. Everyone likes another one of these levels.
The natives will trade you 4 of their women for the girl with the golden hair.
Nice. Listen, it's the first enemy of the level. You gotta give me a break on that one. But yeah, and then yeah, once I got that out of the way, then it's sit back and not relax, because I know 100%. Oh, there was one thing I did. I did concede on the leaderboards. I've merged all the difficulties together. I just thought, yeah, no one is going to like the number of leaderboards otherwise. I mean, it's already absurd. The fact that, like, with the song challenges, if I didn't have the song challenges, then that's like 300 and something achievements gone, which is easy. But, like, there are 7,500 achievements, which is an absurd number. It's like, this is 100% gonna be an absolute stress test on the server. It's like, I don't know how good fun. All the icons, they're all about 11 kilobytes each, but the fact there's 7,500 of them means that that's about 100 megabytes, which, yeah, if you got like everyone going to a page, and I think it lazy loads. I think that there's a little bit of lazy loading in there, so it doesn't have to worry about it, but I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be a lot of things on the site that are gonna have a bit of a fun time enumerating all the things going on. I hope that I've trimmed down the number of leaderboards. I feel like I might concede on the quest leaderboards. Well, it is the best Guitar Hero, and also I will add as well that, like, it saves someone doing DLC for Guitar Hero 5 and Band Hero. In theory, they shouldn't really be doing DLC for Band Hero anyways. But it's like, I don't think there's much of a reason unless you really feel like there's massive engine differences between the two games, and I'm like, well, you might as well, because it's already there. The almost World Tour, because the 6 Jimi Hendrix songs don't carry over. That's your one catch. But if you want to, you could just handle the 6 Jimi Hendrix songs in the core set and just call it a day. Be like, yeah, you know, all the rest are in the Warriors of Rock. And that's all good. And for the most part, like, if you get the I might kill myself for this one because there are nowhere near as enough thingies. Maybe not. Yeah, there's the songs that aren't on the Wii, so of course there's no better option. There's a hidden remote. It's actually not that bad. There's no better option right now until the 360 or the PS3 are supported. I'd probably pick the PS3 to be the more likely candidate, but they're not going to get supported any day soon, so... Didn't say unalive. Oh. Sorry. Suicide, murder, maim, destroy... like, I hate the whole, like, you can't say that word for... One, because I don't know why. YouTube... Okay, real talk. YouTube are very, very lax on my my monetization things. They don't demonetize me for flat out saying words. I think the thing I suspect is that there's just bot traffic. There's just a concerted effort from bots, and the moment your video actually does get views, the bot traffic, like, starts to really start questioning and just start spamming things, and then it starts getting spammed with reports, and then the report script starts looking in and then starts saying the words and then goes, oh, you know, you said the word. I really hope, and I've never had any of my videos, actually I've had it happen a little bit, also true, TikTok gets a little upset about it. I've had a couple of videos in the past get, one got demonetized for like, you know, like, it was an abusive material, and it's like, I don't get that at all. Yeah, I mean, it's generally all downstream from some other platforms. That's usually it. Yep. These are some bouncy flowers. Also, that's the end of the level. Oh. Well, that's 6 dinos I'm never getting back. AI, well, it's a pre-AI problem, but it's a lack of human caring problem. Which generally, yeah. Why is my documentary about... I'm not saying that one out loud. I'm not saying that one out loud. Even though I know the place. I know it's a real place. I mean... It's a bot thing. It's not quite an AI thing because I don't think it takes a... You know, there's so many things on the internet that are Markov chain, like, language bots. For example, back in the old Skype days. Pre-AI, but still all bots. No human ever see... Well, yeah, I struggle to have... And I mean, it hasn't come up too much, but I have really had to fight the YouTube system on a couple of videos in the past. I will still note the Earthbound one as being like, hi, yes, thanks Sony Music Entertainment for, like, you know, filing claims against people who upload Earthbound. I get it, because they published an Earthbound CD at some point. I don't get it because they don't own the Super Nintendo game in any way, shape, or form. If this was a real serious, like, you know, threat, I mean, I wish I could do a counterclaim, but it's like, well, what's the damages? Well, you know, a couple of cents from my part, which is probably the reason why they don't care. Recently, an AI program was used to summarize a police report from body cam footage and include... Oh! I saw that one, yes!
Okay, whose job was it to mow the lawn? Now that's what I call getting some...
Yeah, because yeah. There's I think there was one as well. There was some other police reports, and it was like, yeah, it got like the people wrong in the report, and then like, like it identified someone's name, which correctly from the video, but then it incorrectly attributed it to a different person with the same name, and so that person, when you look them up, it constantly tells you that they're like convicted of all these crimes because the AI just thinks that they're the same person. And then it gets self-perpetuating where like you can say otherwise, but most of the AI will see most of the AI, and then they don't fix it, they don't correct it. It's tail time. That's a fairly straightforward level though, ain't it? Like, I'm pretty sure I saw all 3 remotes along the way, so You think the levels will get harder as you went on? Oh wow, a bonus level! That location looks familiar, doesn't it?
It's tail time.
It's tail time! We gotta dodge the steam vents. Ksh, ksh, ksh. We've been there already, haven't we? But yeah.
One day soon there'll be a smoke belching factory.
Is the
here.
world going nuts? Maybe. Just maybe. I'm seeing lots of describe it as public freakouts on the Twitter timeline. It's very politics driven, I know. Mostly the US. Yeah, mostly the US. Not exclusively though. In the world of Australian politics, and I don't want to talk about like, you know, specifically the politics angle, but I will comment on the fact that we are about to pass a bunch of hate speech laws. So grain of salt on what's about to happen. And also, Australia and the UK are both in talks, apparently. I keep seeing a headline saying it. I haven't actually seen Anthony Albanese say anything. Isn't it weird that everyone does first last name with Anthony Albanese? Because he's got a fun AA first last name. It's like top of the class role, no matter how you slice it. But yeah, we might be passing some laws that will be kind of curious, and that's already given that we've banned. That was a weird hitbox, wasn't it? We've already passed the laws to ban the 16-year-olds from going on social media, and specifically 10 social media sites, and I don't think they've ever said anything about how effective it's been. I guess it's only been a month, but... Or if there's any other sites, like 4chan. Not to say 4chan is like... I don't really think any of the sites are as deserving. If anything as well, 4chan doesn't have infinite scroll. I get the reasoning if they're saying infinite scroll is the problem. Which at least they're consistent. Oh no!
Prepare to abandon ship.
Oh, we did abandon ship. But it's like, yeah, if the point of it... Well, actually, I don't think the point of it is for radicalization purposes, although maybe nowadays. And not to say 4chan is a place to get radicalized, because all of them are. All of them are. If you go on any social media site, like particularly Reddit right now, and not to say Reddit is always a bad site, but very particularly right now, there's a lot of topics on Reddit that are just like, no, shut it down. You cannot talk about that kind of stuff, or you can't say things in certain ways. And I know it's always been like that. There's always been a bit of stuff like that. There's various sites as well, like, you know, I guess Twitter is kind of the other end of the spectrum. Instagram's weirdly off that deep end. Facebook is probably one of the more tame ones, but it's also full of all the like people who only use Facebook, and so
I know what you're thinking.
the people who naturally will always be into like weird things are in the same place as people trying to sell their rugs. Like Facebook is a weird one in the same way as Twitter, where it's just like, there's not quite a site as popular like it,
Keep your eyes peeled for sleep
and they just attract everyone, and they all keep butting heads because they're all weird in their own ways. Instagram's just a weird one. TikTok, kids. Actually, Instagram's for kids as well, so depends on what you're doing, depends on what the site's about, I guess. I've got my tether, so we don't have to worry about it too much. Although that is a good reminder, the posture check, if you haven't done your posture check.
Would an ape make a human dull that talks?
Let's die on the way to the star. I mean, the remote. It's the last red remote of the stream as well.
It's time.
Oh, these pterodactyls are really tearing me up. That's with a P, tearing. But yeah. I always do wonder where I stand on hate speech laws and stuff like that. I guess generally I don't like them.
Green as geckos.
the easy way to deflect the answer is to just say, oh, I guess we'll read the legislation. But obviously, it's like when you introduce legislation to say people can't say certain things in certain contexts, it's like, at what point does that stretch too far? And I feel like already it's too far. Who knows? Not necessarily in terms of, as well, like, people saying things that we don't like, because people are going to say that anyways. And people come up with words like unalive to basically get around censorship. And that's not even government censorship, that's just whatever, like, looks like there's probably a bonus level that's going to appear there. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, the entire level was just the one cave as well. It was a very short level, so we'll do a boss level. I'm looking up. Listen, you could almost jump between them, but one of the second horror level was kind of like that. So it's gonna charge at you, and you're gonna make sure that you're not at him. Padding? No, that was reverse padding. Because you still had to make your way to the end of the level. It's just I had to make my way to the end of all 3 levels as opposed to making my way into the same one 3 times. This is a boss fight where you just spam square for a while. And eventually he gets hit, or sometimes he doesn't get hit. You can fairly easily hit him. If it wasn't for the fact that it's a bit easy, I love the concept. It's a good compromise for the fact that we don't have the anime channel in this game. What even is the Greek channel? Is it meant to be the history channel? No, the bakery. That's where I work. The game still doesn't have a set on the site, by the way. I would love for it to get one. Bonk. Keep bonking him in the face. Oh, he's making a runner. He's really doing some wide ones. There you go. There you go. Get in amongst the traffic there. It sounds like Godzilla, but due to international copyright laws, it isn't. The secret to a good the secret to a good Gecko stream is to cite your own movies. Speedrun. Oh yeah, because it does take its time. Oh. There you go. Let's try. It's tail time. That was a GG. We could do a bonus level. Usually I'm doing these streams for like 2.5 hours. I'm like, yeah, I've got time for a bonus level. I mean, it gives me an excuse to get out of here, so. Not that bonus level though, we'll save that one for later. We got the big blue pearly gates. So, yeah, so they didn't spawn a bonus level on either of these corners here. I do wish the bonus level spawned in more appropriate spots, because you really gotta, like, you gotta hunt them down. Like, blue is the way to go. We have the 2 spawn here, and the boss level's right next to it, and then it's like, oh, but we gotta go back over here. Because, this is a bonus level that I didn't go to.
It's tail time.
Trouble in Uranus. That's a classic Gex name right there.
Danger, Will Robinson. Puberty approaching. Stay away from Dr. Smith.
Oh gosh. Excuse me, a space level where I don't have an air bar? There's another space level and it's got the same thing going on. I'm glad they have wheelchair parking in space. You don't even need a wheelchair in space, you know? Just a jetpack.
I'm getting my fill of TV.
There we go. I know it's bad to talk about literally the weather. Like, is there anything more interesting than the weather? But, like, real talk, we've had some sweltering... Saturday was a real sweltering day in Sydney, and then the next day was literally, like... It was 42, and then suddenly it's, like, 21. High 21. Celsius, if anyone's a Fahrenheit person. I love that sound effect. I really want, like, a sound effect, like, old sound effects CD. Just so I can throw it on my mixtape. I don't have any progress updates on the mixtape. Meanwhile, there's been some really... Oh, yeah. And we had the, what was it, Typhoon? It was Queensland more than New South Wales, so I didn't really experience any of it, but yeah. If you've got rough weather, take care of yourself. We're going to San Francisco. Why is New York so far away? What happened to New York?
Forget about it.
Forget about it. New York. Cars are real. Everyone likes how the time is pausing. There we go. The bonus bonanza has been bonanzed. Forgot how many remotes, silver remotes we're working with. That's okay, we'll figure it out next stream. That would have been a great way to end the stream. Oh, true, I need to play that as well. That's what I mean by I want to clear the games I've got outstanding. Look at this, they hit this up here.
Forget about it.
There's the bot, there it is.
Oh, we're short round when you need them.
The bot scammer. AI, it's coming for us all. Yeah. I really hope the Switch 2 doesn't go up in price this year, because that'd be a real big shame. But given that they are selling them, at least in Australia, for discounted prices, not too massive, but you can get like 50 bucks off. It's okay. I hope that it, well, yeah, I hope it's relatively a bit unaffected by stuff. And this just feels like spinning plates. That's right, we're cutting into song every time I see something. We do have full Chinese levels. What do you mean? We got another one as well. I haven't played it yet. It's got the one missable achievement, which is to somehow get... For some reason, it's got the Diadox thing, where there's a gate that's only open after you've cleared the other two remotes. And there's an achievement for getting that third remote. Tom Vu's The End. That was a really short bonus level, wasn't it? It was quite short. Maybe I should do the bonus level there. So yeah, how many... Hold on, how many are we up to? We're up to 10 of the gold remotes. I think it's out of... Hold on, here we go. There are 14 hidden bonus remotes and 14 reward remotes, which means there's 28 of the silver ones. There's 39 of the red ones, so we're 10 away from that. And there's 12 gold remotes, so I mean, I've kind of done most of the bonus levels. Now that being said, just remember that's still the one Nintendo 64 level as well. So there's a little bit of extra content in there. But I'm very confident that we'll be done next week. Anyways, let's hide up here. We can do this one.
It's tail time.
It's tail time. I don't know where the tape is, but we'll see where it is. We'll find it. We just wanted another Halloween level.
Reminds me of Halloween at Rip Taylor's.
That's a very Gex moment right there. See you, Blub. Have a good one. Pumpkins. Yeah, no, I'm optimistic about. I'm optimistic about getting things done. Where's this? Am I meant to land on something? No. Curious. I'm gonna hit a switch and come back for it. There's Mozart. There he goes. That's not Mozart. I love how, like, out of all the famous composers, a lot of people will just say Bach, Mozart, Beethoven, and I do.
I ain't afraid of no
Like,
ghost.
I mean, they're all very influential, but they all came at fairly different points in time. Where do you think this leads? Stairs. Chopin. Yeah, Chopin's great. Brahms is great. You got other ones. You got the English ones.
have you
Handel,
seen
Mendelssohn.
Grandpa?
I don't know who's another English one. That's Gex one art. You know, I thought this reel would be in a very easy place, but
Man, Hep has let this place go.
I'm a real big Stravinsky guy. I really love my Stravinsky.
Alright, it's tail time.
And I really hate my Schoenberg. I'm sorry, Schoenberg.
Time.
Just expressionists ain't for me. Schoenberg's got some, like, more okay stuff, but it's like, oh boy, you know you really wanted to do all that expressionist stuff, and it's just like, ugh. And it's weird, because I like my experimental rock. I love that kind of stuff, and yet, no Schoenberg.
3 more and I have the whole set.
That just looks like it's for a life, and while a life would be nice, I mean, I'm looking for the reel, the clip. What a strange level, though. Oh, and it's tail time. But what a strange level. Oh, for a Switch! Oh boy. They really went ham with the Halloween levels, didn't they? They knew they loved the Halloween levels.
That's not in the script.
They knew they loved them. See, I thought this level would be somewhat quick because there's no, well, I mean, it's only the one target. Well, I guess 2 targets, technically. Oh, come on. Listen, the axe was down. That's okay, we'll double check that the switch is down there. Yeah. I haven't checked in too much with the other Retro Achievements fellas, if you're wondering about the Wii rollout. They asked a question, you didn't answer. Yes, true. I guess the easy thing is, if you want to know about the status of the rollout, probably look for the official announcements more than anything. But no, it's good that, I guess, yeah, the reliability is getting figured out. A bit curious that the reliability wasn't there right off the bat, given especially as well that, like, the Wii, I'm surprised there has been that much work to get the Wii working in a way that the GameCube, I mean, it's the same emulator, you know what I mean? Like, shouldn't the tooling be working on the GameCube as well? I guess I need to toy around with it more in order to really figure that out. But I will take where it's at. Oh, it's locked off, I gotta do that again. teleport? Well, at least it's only in this room, so that's just me taking too much. Is that blood in my NES game? It's not an NES game. 3DS relatively soon. Yeah, I'm curious how long. I mean, it's a very long rollout period. Probably because it's a complex system, and there's probably a lot of kinks and lots of stuff like that. But they've given 6 months, which is just a fairly long time for a rollout, I feel.
So this is Never Never Land. You'd never guess it from the outside.
But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. But, you know, it's coming. It's coming. Just above 2 months still. Official date is indeed officially out, so no mystery there. Okay, watch out for the axes. They move.
It's tail time.
It's tail time. Relatively, yeah, I mean, I think they're getting longer and longer because well, specifically, we had the PS2, and then did we have something before the GameCube? I think we did. Ouch. This would be a poor time to die again. But it's like, to me, I'm like, oh, okay, well, the GameCube's a different emulator, and therefore, and strictly only that emulator. There's no RA Lib Retro, just do the same thing again on that one. And then, yeah, I'm curious about the Wii, but I'd maybe say the complexity of the actual console itself just leads to games that take more work, more time to get done. I mean, legit, if I only had 3 months to do this, I'd be like crying on the inside. We're getting close to Commodore 64 and ZX Spectrum, even though DOS, and even DOS, but who knows? Definitely, I do not know, so I would definitely say, yeah, who does know? There's no hidden thingy on this site. Nope, that is a very clear room. Gosh, this bonus level just keeps going, doesn't it? They threw all their Halloween ideas at us. Okay, why is there more effort to climb that way? Like it's just stairs and a Frankenstein.
It beats the Matterhorn. What are you gonna do?
A Frankenstein's monster, sorry. I see that the floor is touchable here. I remember a time, what, a 1 month rollout? Yeah. I mean, dev jams are treated like they're rollouts, in the sense that, you know, I don't really think there's anything different other than the console is already out. But, you know, they gave 3 months on the two that I've, two that I've worked on? Yeah, 2, yeah. Have Dev Jam stopped? I don't think they have. Maybe. That's our little attention I've been paying then. Whoops. Oh, why? Oh. Yeah, I was like, why am I climbing this? I'm gonna cry if that's the end of the level though, because I'm like, where is the remote? Oh, wait, I gotta climb this. Actually, I'm gonna cry if it's not the end of the level, because then it'd be... Oh, it is the end of the level. Okay, so where's the remote? Oh my gosh, it's really near the beginning. Listen, at least we've seen most of the level. Listen to that. True, actually. I should really catch up with Telly and just, like, see what's going on. But yeah. I mean, you know, at least for me, my business is trucking on. They still haven't, they haven't reinstated Pokemon Clover, have they? It's still,
Time to go, Posto.
still off limits of a game. I should give it a play at some point, just to just to at least like get that first-hand experience and then go, hey, is it really that bad? Who knows? Let's see, where would the clip marker be? Yeah, I mean, you know, and he's a bit of a busy guy. Not in terms of, I mean, he's an absolute legend for how much he dedicated onto the site. And I do wish that more systems didn't, like, not by his choice, but I wish more systems didn't rely on him all the time. Like, I do wish more people had the same amount of commitment and contributions that he did. I'm not saying everyone has to, but well, I'm not saying everyone has to, but it's like the site buckles under the bottlenecks, and it's like, yeah, like all this stuff relied on one guy doing all the work because it just never got split out into teams or stuff like that, or it did kind of shortly before he, you know, all the Clover stuff happened. But I guess I probably need to be paying more attention on that drama in order to truly gain some big insight into it.
The real estate wizardry.
He's a real one.
Who at work.
Telly, you're a real one. So. Okay, I feel like I'm about to step back one more room and then I'm at the beginning of the level again. That's the problem when you've got a text description. Is this the beginning of the level? I don't suppose these tables are key to anything. It doesn't look like there's anything over there. Unless there's a wall I can jump on or something like that in this room. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, it was down here the whole time.
Chase my tail.
It was down here. I mean, you know, like you live and learn in your case, and I mean there are people who I've probably, I don't know. I feel like there's probably people I've wronged on the internet. I'm like, yeah, I wish. There's a couple of people I know I've maligned, and it's just like, yeah, I wish, like, I wish things were different. But then also, like, I don't know, some of them are like, you know, how much was in my control and how much is just like, I don't know, man, but it's just weird circumstance and just, it's not the right place and right time. Some never do, true, but not to say cry over spilled milk or stuff like that, but like, what's the phrase I'm saying? There are plenty of things for me to enjoy and appreciate in the world that if someone really won't, like, I guess, how would I put it? If someone's really closed off, it's like, you know, you've done all you can, that kind of stuff. Social relations are hard to some degree, but it depends. It really depends, because, like, especially in this case, it's like there's so many people on the internet. Like, I guess if anything as well, an internet relationship's very different from like an in-person one, and all that stuff.
You crazy mixed up kid.
Hey, no, like, I'm a dumbass to, I'm a dumbass to you. There's a lot of people where it's just like, hey, you know, sometimes we have, like, our fluffs and stuff like that. We've had our rants, we've had our bits. And honestly, I always say, you know, like, a true friend, or at least, like, someone who's, like, real is, like, they try to be blunt and honest. Well, I'm being silent in case he said something.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
He said it. He said it. There we go. And then he's doing freaking click. It is a Shadow Warrior moment. Oh, at least we got the clip. At least we got there, so... speaking of being honest, I think that's a great place to call it for the stream. I don't know where the other bonus level is. I mean, I guess there's 2 left. Do the boss levels give one of those remotes? I think they do, actually. So maybe I'm relying on that. But we did good. We've got some good progress. We've got through 6 of the levels. A couple of the bonus levels still. I haven't exactly missed anything other than I still couldn't find the www.com thing, but we'll get there. So, I mean, in theory, I'll show off what's through this blue gate next time. But until then, I would like to thank you so very, very much for watching. If you enjoyed the stream or you didn't enjoy it, that's all fine. You can follow on Twitch at 8:30 PM Australian Eastern Daylight Time every Monday. That's just how it is. And the VOD will be on YouTube soon, as always. I didn't mention last week, I forgot to name drop the Fediverse. You can follow me on the Fediverse. I actually said stuff last week, and that was the one time I didn't say, oh, go to the Fediverse. So, but yeah, no, stuff's popping there. Stuff's all good. Lots of funny stuff there. And yeah, other than that, have a great week. Hopefully, I think the weather's actually cool, so that's all good. But yeah, no, have a great time ahead. Play some cool games. Biendeo DS1. Oh, maybe. I'm surprised we actually don't even have that one, because it doesn't even rely on the grip, does it? No, it still does rely on the grip. You don't have to, but it can use it. So, but yeah, stay safe, eat your greens, don't stay up too late. Peace.